Good morning, Bethesda.
Good morning.
It's so good to be back here again. My husband and my family and I, we were here and members from 2011 to 2014. And then Uncle Sam came and interrupted our party and moved us to Warner Robins, Georgia, to Robins Air Force Base. We were so sad when we ended up having to leave because we were so tremendously blessed by the special needs ministry here. It changed our lives. I want to talk to you all a little bit about special needs and autism specifically because that's what has affected our family. It's pretty difficult to come to church with a special needs child. There are so many different things that you don't even think about that can affect their ability to be able to come and sit in a normal service. I'm so proud of my son for how he came up here and overcame those challenges, and he stood up here so wonderful. We did one practice. And he came up here and he stood and he talked to you and even had something to say. And that, you all just don't understand how big that was for him. So I'm so proud of you, Daniel. Great job. Great job. Autism currently affects 1 in 68 children. So with a children's church of the size of Bethesda, you're likely to have quite a few children with autism. There are some studies that I want to talk to you about as it relates to special needs and as it relates to the church. There was a study that was found that did a study with parents of children with autism. 30% of them found that they felt abandoned by the church once their child was diagnosed with autism. 30%. Another study that was done just with special needs parents, and it was found that 46% of them don't even come to church anymore because they felt like their child wasn't welcomed or included. Another study found that 85% of special needs parents said that they felt like their church needed more education and information about disabilities in general, and that they weren't doing what they needed to be doing. That just didn't sit well with me. That's not acceptable. And so I know personally how important, how life-changing it can be for a family that has special needs to be ministered to, the entire family, on a weekly basis. And I want that for every family that has special needs member. And so what I decided to do for this year, every year I do something for Autism Awareness Month, which is in April. And this year, what I decided to do was to focus on the faith-based community and to encourage churches to do at least one activity for Autism Awareness Month. And that activity could be anything that the church chooses. And Bethesda was one of the first churches to jump on board and say, hey, we're in. And you all look so great in your blue, and this program has been just wonderful. I'm so proud of you all and all that you have done to promote special needs awareness in this ministry. Give yourselves a hand. Yes. We currently have 20 churches that is participating in this initiative. And I get praise reports every week about how someone's life was changed because their church took time to do a program like this. I've had reports of people getting their children screened, reports of persons that teach children's church who said, hey, I have a child in my class that needs a little bit more help. How can we help that child? How can we minister more to that family? And so I'm so thankful for that God gave me the idea for that. But I'm also thankful for Bethesda because it all started here. Because of Bethesda willing to be able to support a woman like me, back almost, 4 years ago, I was here, I was the mother of a newborn son, and I had a 6-year-old son with autism. My husband was deployed, and I was stressed out of my mind. And I came here, I needed to get a word, I was late, and I came in, and there was no children's church that day. No children's church. And it was such a struggle at that time, for my oldest son to come into the sanctuary. And I just had my own little mini meltdown right there because I was just like, I need to hear this word, I can't hear it, there's no provisions for my child, and I'm empty right now. I need help. Miss Gail, I don't know where she is right now. Miss Gail saw me, and I didn't even really know Miss Gail at that time. She saw me, she saw what I was going through at that moment, and she said, you know what? your son can come and sit with me today so you can come into service. Go on into service. And he sat at the table with Miss Gail and Mr. Dollar, and he put stickers on the pages, and he was happy as he could be. And I was able to get refilled on that day so that I could be able to make it through another week as the mother of 2 children, one of them newborn, one with special needs, while my husband was deployed. That blessed me in ways that you all just cannot even imagine. And because of that, just out of that action alone of what she did, that's how this whole entire ministry got started. And that's also, I just want to thank Pastor Sims for how he gave his blessing for this ministry to even get started. It has to be supported from the head. And Pastor Sims has given his full support, and it has turned into something so beautiful. And I'm just so thankful for that on today. So I just want to applaud you here at Bethesda because you're doing great and awesome things. Spread the word about this wonderful ministry. Anybody who you know that's unchurched, that has a special needs child, invite them to come here because it's so important. They will be loved, they will be taken care of, they will be taught of the Lord, they will learn scripture just like my son did. He was quoting scripture and he was doing all kinds of wonderful projects. They were treating him just like he was a regular, normal, typically functioning child. And they went above and beyond for him. And I know that they will continue to do it for your child as well. So thank you so much for having me on today. God bless you all.